My name is Nicole Nugent Covert, and I'm the third grandchild of Claudia Alta Taylor Johnson, AKA Lady Bird Johnson, First Lady, Wildflower Lady, but known to her family as just Nene. My role here today is to share with you a little insight on one of the many titles that my grandmother had. Yes, it is true that she served our country so lovingly and dutifully as First Lady. It is also true that she was so devoted to her precious daughters, Linda and Lucy. The dedication and loyalty that ran and will continue to run amongst the three of them are such strong ones that I too can only hope that I share that same experience with my mother, siblings, and children. I would like to think that her favorite role was that of grandmother. There will never be another Nene. In my youth, there were times that we were to be seen and not heard. In my childhood, there was a children's table. I might also add that it was in the kitchen at the ranch, far enough away from the dining room so that the grown-ups wouldn't be disturbed. In my youth, Christmas at the ranch was the biggest deal, still is, even to the grown-ups. In my youth, there were trips to exotic countries and discoveries of a whole new world. Fast forward 20 years. The day was October 24th, 1995. Nene's first great-grandchild, Tatum Rebecca Nugent, discovered America. November 14th, 1996, Johnson Saunders Covert became her first great-grandson, only to be followed by Taylor Baines Nugent, Claudia Robinson Covert, Eloise Patrick Turpin McIntosh, Tucker William Thomas McIntosh, Lucy Bella McIntosh, Sophia Baines Broad, Isabella Taylor Broad, and finally Madeline Taylor Florio. This is when I think that Nene found that her most favorite role was that of great-grandmother. There was no longer a children's table. They sat at the table, usually right next to Nene, so that she could see them. The banging of pots and pans for a marching band parade were encouraged by Nene. Christmas time at the ranch was just like it was when the president was alive. Presents everywhere, and great-grandchildren putting on a Christmas pageant. The trips and discoveries now took place at the LBJ Ranch, or looking at wildflowers. Nene loved swimming with the children. Nene loved showing them every square inch of the ranch. Nene loved just watching them, all with their beguiling smiles. She exposed all of us to a better world filled with the most amazing people. As many of you know, Nene was the best letter writer, not only in her abundance of letters, but also in her words. So today I'll read to you a letter that I have written to Nene, telling her about all of the wonderful things her great-grandchildren remember about her. Dearest Nene, oh, how I wish you were still here to see your most precious great-grandchildren. I know that all of them loved you the mostest. When I asked the great-grands what they loved most about you, or their favorite memory of you, this is what I got. Tatum, who's 11, I loved going to the ranch on Sundays so I could help Poppy and spend time with Nene. I know how much Nene loved being at the ranch, and I loved being there with her. I will never forget when she came to read to my kindergarten class. Johnson, who's 10, I'll never forget the dinner I shared with Nene and Coach Royal after UT won the national championship. I will miss lying on my Nene's bed as she stroked her fingers through my hair. She loved my hair. I loved how Nene would come to my games. She even got to come to my championship baseball game. I love baseball, but not as much as I love my Nene. Taylor, 9, I loved how Nene would come to all of our camp closings at Camp Mystic. I loved how Nene would always treasure anything that I gave to her. She even liked my scribbles when I was little. Claudia, almost 9. My favorite memory of Nene is when I dressed up as her at school to do my biography, and she came to watch. Everyone thought it was so neat that the person that I did my report on actually showed up. I also loved having sleepovers with my Nene. Eloise, who's 7, I loved being able to read Little House on the Prairie to Nene while she lay in bed. I also loved telling the story of that when Nene could no longer speak, My little brother Tucker declared that he was going to find her lost voice. Tucker, who's 6, I loved playing the guitar for Nene and watching her clap and smile the best that she could. Her favorite song of mine was, and this is a quote, "He's got the whole world in his hands." Lucy Bella, who's 3, I loved it most when Nene would give me hugs and kisses. Sophia Baines, who's 3, she told Nene that it was okay that she was old, just like my doggy Bruno. On the Wednesday night that Nene passed, I had Sophia, and Sophia asked me where Nene was, and I told her she was in heaven. And she looked at me and said, "You mean like the Bahamas?" Isabella Taylor and Madeline Taylor's parents have helped in their favorite memory with Nene. Isabella's took place last Monday night when she leaned over Nene to kiss her goodnight, and she told Nene, "Night, night, Nene," and blew her a kiss. Madeline's parents will be forever grateful that at Madeline's baptism at the LBJ Ranch, Nene was able to sign the cross on Madeline's forehead. Nene, these children were so lucky to have had the opportunity to share in your life. No one could have asked for a better role model. You have led by example, and I know that these 10, soon to be 11, great-grandchildren will follow in your footsteps. Nene, I could never put into words or pick one special memory. I will miss seeing your smile and big, bright eyes. I will miss the drive-bys that I would do with the kids in our pajamas. I will miss seeing the look on your face when John would read to you about baseball and basketball. I will miss spending weekends and birthdays at the ranch. I will miss my brother Lyndon trying once more to convince you to take a helicopter ride with him. I will miss the ear that you would lend and the guidance that you would give, especially reminding Brent and me to take care of each other. I will miss the confusion that everyone else had when we would talk about the 3 Claudias and the 2 Nicoles. I will miss seeing the excitement in your eyes whenever a grandchild or a great-grandchild would call you. But most of all, I will just miss you. Nene, I feel so blessed to have been a part of your life. You have enriched me, encouraged me, believed in me, been there for me, but most of all, you have loved me. Night-night, Nene. Sleep tight. I love you.